Thank you so much. I always say one of the most dangerous things to do is give me a mic, so I'm going to talk fast because I have way too much information to share and not enough time to do it. My name is Tiffany Vennekamp. I'm the Executive Director at Family Promise of Lake Houston. I've been with Family Promise for 5.5 years, and I am excited to share more about our mission and what we do at Family Promise with you here this morning. Just a few quick tidbits about myself. I used to play roller derby. That's a picture of me playing roller derby. I have 5 children. I love to read books. We are the only shelter in the state of Texas that allows a family to keep their pets, and we have 2 office kitties, and I am a Bearcat. I graduated from Sam Houston with a degree in communication studies and a minor in public administration and policy. So that's kind of my background on why I have the wealth of knowledge and passion for what I do. We have 4 numbers that we're going to talk about today. They all represent something. So I'm going to do a quick poll of the room. One of these numbers represents the number of Americans that are only 1 paycheck away from experiencing a homeless epidemic. And I want you to just raise your hands if you think it's 30. Raise your hands if you think it's 70. Nobody's raising their hands. Did we hear the question? What percentage of Americans are 1 paycheck away from experiencing a homelessness episode? What percentage? Okay, we'll try that again. 30%. 70%. You are correct. 70% of all families in the U.S. are currently only 1 paycheck away from experiencing homelessness, and less than 50% of U.S. families can afford a $1,000 emergency expense right now. So we're going to go back to these numbers. One of these numbers represents 1 in blank number of children in America currently experience homelessness. Who thinks it's 30? Who thinks it's 1,800? Who thinks it's 1,200? 1 in 30 children in America are currently experiencing homelessness. Families with children make up 35 to 50% of the homeless population in America at any given moment. There are a lot of statistics about homelessness. If you ever would like to do a lunch and learn with your company, I'm happy to come and do that. I have lots more to share, but I only got 10 minutes this morning. One of these numbers is the number of students in Humble ISD approximate that were registered as experiencing homeless at the end of the 2023 school year. Was it 1,800 students or 1,200 students? Who thinks 18? Who thinks 12? You are correct. At the end of the 23-24 school year, Humble ISD had approximately 1,200 students registered as homeless. This does not include anyone under school age, and it is estimated that this number is only 1/3 of the students actually experiencing homelessness. So this is only the students that had parents that were willing to self-report to their counselor that, hey, we're going through a hard time. Can you support us in some way? Last number on the board, you don't really get a vote, but $1,800 is the average rent for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment in Northeast Houston. You must make 3 times your rent to get approved for an apartment per Texas state law. That equates to needing to make $30 an hour. Who thinks that somebody with a GED or no high school education can just walk off the street and make $30 an hour? No one. So this is the driving factor to hotel homelessness. Individuals that can afford to live in a hotel, but they can't qualify to get an apartment because they don't make enough on paper. Even though their budgets may hash out, they are able to make payments. They could make rent payments. It's just about 50% of their income. So there are a couple other numbers up here are also the 1 in 30 also is the hourly wage to afford housing, and $1,200 a month is actually also the average cost of daycare in America. $1,200 a month is, if you don't have young children, if you do, you know when they go to kindergarten, you get a big raise. So why is all of that information you want to know? It's because it's why we exist at Family Promise. At Family Promise of Lake Houston, we are a homeless shelter for families with children. We have 5 pillars of service at Family Promise. Our first and our original pillar is shelter. We provide shelter for 4 families at a time. And when I say families, I mean any family demographic. We serve single moms, we serve single dads, mom and dad together, mom, grandma, and children, whatever that family demographic looks like, as long as they have at least one child in that family unit that is under the age of 18, we can serve them in our shelter program at Family Promise. We also have an affordable housing pillar. We have identified that the biggest gap to being able to afford housing and to make that livable wage is education. But how do you go to school when you're managing a family and trying to work 2-3 jobs to make enough money to keep a roof over your head? It's very complicated. It can be done, but why shouldn't we give people a hand up to get to that next point? So we have 3 affordable housing units currently where a family can live there for up to 2 years while they are working on a higher degree program. They do pay rent. It is about half of fair market rent. So they do still have monthly responsibilities. They get wraparound services and case management. They make monthly budgets. It's all a requirement of the program. And that program has a 95% success rate at Family Promise. We have a graduate care program. We have a 95% graduate volunteer rate. So when our families graduate from our program at Family Promise, they come back and they serve and they volunteer with us because they believe in what we do and they stay engaged. 2 years post-graduation is when we calculate our success rate at 85%. 85% of our clients are still self-sufficient, have stable transportation, housing, employment, and are off all government benefits within 2 years after graduating from our program. We have an outreach, a prevention and diversion program. Because so many people live paycheck to paycheck, one major issue that is $1,000 or less even can really spiral a family's trajectory to homelessness. So REACH is an acronym for us: Resources, Education, Advocacy, Compassion, and Hope. We serve 20 to 30 families in this program at a time. These families are those at risk of homelessness. Maybe they're living doubled up with a family and they are homeless, but they need case management. They need that wraparound services. They need access to mental health care. And we help connect all those resources for them. And then we have a community care pillar, which is what I'm doing today. My goal as Executive Director of Family Promise is always to make sure the community knows and understands the issues surrounding homelessness and just kind of break some of those myths about what homelessness looks like and how people get there. I currently have a client in my program with a bachelor's degree. But she has a 12-year-old with autism and they don't get to go to daycare anymore after they turn 12. So what is she supposed to do after school as a single mom? So there's lots of things that can just push a family over the edge. It doesn't mean my families are uneducated. It doesn't mean that they're not willing to work. They're sitting next to you in church. They're checking out behind you in Walmart. And there may even be somebody in this room. Statistically, somebody in this room is experiencing homelessness and you don't know. So why do you need to know about my services at Family Promise? Because, again, statistically, your coworkers, employees, neighbors, friends, and family could be in a position today where they're in need of services provided by local nonprofit agencies. There are lots of nonprofits in Northeast Houston. We all do great work, and it's really important to know and engage with those in your community so that you can refer people when you know that they are in need of help to the right place. Also, 81% of millennials expect companies to make a public commitment to social responsibility, including supporting nonprofits. And if you're not paying attention to millennial statistics because they think they are not your clients, I would like to remind you that I'm a millennial. Millennials are your 30-somethings. Millennials are your young 40s. It is not our young chickens that are coming out of college right now. Millennials are most likely your target age group and of the clients that you're looking for, your target demographic. So if you're not paying attention to millennial research, this is your shout out that maybe you should. 90% of consumers trust businesses and organizations that support social and environmental issues by supporting nonprofits. Again, that's across the board, whatever the demographic is. And for a community to be whole and healthy, it must be based on people's love and concern for one another. At Family Promise, we believe that community can only strengthen community. We partner with over 2,000 volunteers at Family Promise to serve in all of those pillars that I just shared with you. We only have 3 staff members, and we do it all with the love of the community. So thank you all for your support and for all the love that you give Family Promise. We have two events coming up. One is our Empty Bowl fundraising event on February 6th. It is at the atrium. So there's some details here. Scan that QR code if you want some more info, and I'm sure when we have our 30 seconds, we'll chat about it some more. So thank you all so much for listening to me just rant for 10 minutes. I appreciate all of you. If you have any questions or like to reach out, I'd be happy to discuss anything further. I love to answer any questions y'all have about our program, so thank you.